doesn't mean that we stop being dependent on the Lord. And that's what humility is defined as, is an utter dependence on God. A great book that was helpful, very helpful for me, a man by the name of Andrew Murray. He wrote a book on humility, and he said humility is the place of entire dependence upon our God. That's what humility is. It's not this false humility that says, "Oh, I'm no good, I'm worthless." No, you need to agree what heaven says about you. You're amazing. You're beautiful. You have amazing gifts and skills, and we need to be declaring those things over ourselves. But we never lose our dependence on God. We always stay dependent on Him. Moses, the Bible says that Moses was the humblest man that ever lived, and most rabbis believe that Moses wrote that. So he's writing, I'm the most humble man that ever lived. Well, how could he write that and be the humblest man that ever lived and the Bible still be true? Because humility is not what we think. Humility is not put your head down and say, I can't do that. Humility is actually doing the most crazy, wildest, out of the box thing and trusting God in the midst of it. It's saying, God, I trust you, even though I don't know what I'm doing. That's humility. It may, what they say, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. But friends, so is faith. Sometimes we're like, man, I keep doing the same thing over and over because it says in the word it'll work, but nothing's changing. But you know what? Sometimes the line between insanity and faith is hard to determine, but that's okay because the Lord sees our heart. We're remaining dependent on Him. We're staying faithful to His word, even when we may not feel it. Andrew Murray also said, humility is the first duty and the highest virtue of man. So at the Valley Gate is where we learn the power of humility. Come on. Like the Bible tells us, humble yourself and He will lift you up. So if you want to be lifted up, humble yourself. And what does that mean? Lord, I'm dependent on you. See, people who are prideful won't pray because they think, I got this. I don't need to pray. They'll smirk at the idea of spending time in prayer or listening to the Lord or wasting your time just soaking in God. No, that's pride. That says, I don't need that. The humble people pray. If we humble ourselves and pray, God will hear us. He'll heal our land. But if we are proud, then He's opposing us. Ouch. I don't ever want to be in opposition with God. That's a bad day.